So our first contestant tonight, please welcome one Freddie Mercury.
Hello darlings, I am the Queen of the Sea. And I do like to go beside the seaside, and I do like to go beside the sea. So why should you give me the last seat in the lifeboat? Well, don't stop me now, I'm having such a good time. I'm having a ball, don't stop me now, just give me that seat, and I'll stop singing. Can anybody find me a seat on the boat? Mamma mia, mamma mia. That's the wrong song, because that's the wrong band. I do promise you this, a good friend, and as friends we'll be friends. When you're in need of love, I'll give you care and attention. Friends will be friends, so hold out your hand, and I might be in trouble with that one. I will bring joy, I will bring love. I am the Queen of the Sea.
I'll have to read Freddie's notes. Would you please now welcome Lucille Ball?
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. What we need back is good old-fashioned humour. Not even I could have picked that our show, the Lucy Show, I Love Lucy and the Lucy Show, was going to be something that made so many firsts. I was one of the first women to be pregnant on television, one of the first to have an episode dedicated to the birth of a child. And ladies, I was the housewife on TV who was trying to escape the confinements of the kitchen and the household, and I gave you permission as well to do the same. Why should I get that seat on the lifeboat? Because no one else works as hard as I do. Nobody else works as hard as me. I was the first woman to own a production company, and that particular company brought you Star Trek and Mission Impossible and the Dick Van Dyke Show. Imagine life without all of those things. The rerun, who likes reruns? The Lucy Show, I Love Lucy, was the first to have reruns.
It's such a delicate thing, and now let's go to another delicate thing. Please welcome Blackbeard.
My name is Edward Deach, but you know me as Blackbeard. I spent my life sailing in the West Indies and the Caribbean, pirating and pillaging. I earned a fearsome reputation as a big pirate and an excellent pirate. I commanded my ships, and with the consent of my crew, we shared the spoils of pillaging. We intimidated with fear and only killed and battled when we had to. I've lived a long time on the sea for the last 35 years. You need me on this lifeboat because the sea is my life. I know how to sail by the day and by the night, by the stars. I know how to survive at sea. I know how to command a crew. I know how to share the spoils.
Shall we try the plus, Mother Teresa? Let's welcome Mother Teresa!
Love cannot remain by itself. It has no meaning in it. It has to be put into action. And that action is called service. My name is Mother Teresa. I was born on August 26, 1910. I've devoted my entire life to serve the poor and the destitute. I've become the symbol of charitable and selfless work. I help the people who suffer from HIV/AIDS, tuberculosis and leprosy. I've even won a Nobel Prize, and instead of going and collecting the Nobel Prize, I've told the organizers, take that money worth $200,000 and give it to the poor people. I can serve those time to help the poor people. I've even created a missionaries of charity that is spread across all over the world. And right now we have around 700 missions and in over 130 countries when I was alive.
Based on my most recent performance, but better now invite Charles Kingsford-Smith.
My name's Charles Kingsford-Smith, but you can call me Smithy. People love and remember me because of what I had given Australia. I served my country in Gallipoli and I fought in the trenches in France. Earning my wings, I received the medal, the Air Medal for my bravery and my courage. I put Australia on the map because I was the first to fly the Pacific in 1928, a distance of 11,500 kilometres. Sydney Airport is named after me and the suburb of Kingsford. I did many flights after that, and if you'd like to read more, I have a small volume there. Ultimately, it's not about me, it's about Australia.
And I'm quite sure Smithy will be autographing copies of the books as well, ladies and gentlemen. Now, where I was back 2 contestants ago, let's now welcome for the 2-minute embellishment and rebuttal, Freddie, Mercury.
Don't stop me now. I won't do that again, don't worry. That's my embellishments. I'm going to go straight into the rebuttal because we have a lot to rebut this evening. As the Queen of the Sea, I'm going to start on the left-hand side and walk to the right. This man we know as the namesake on Sydney Airport. I just have something to say to Charles. I want to ride my bicycle. I want to ride my bike. I don't like riding in an aeroplane. Have you been to Sydney Airport recently? This man will start charging you on the lifeboat for taking a seat. It will be exorbitant. And the lifeboat will only be allowed to go between 6 a.m. and 11 p.m. at night for noise cancelling pollution or some nonsense. Get him off the boat. Mother Teresa, I feel very bad about doing this. I love you and thank you very much. We'll be doing a missionary position in about 3 minutes after she joins this boat. I wrote a wonderful song many years ago called Tie Your Mother Down, Tie Your Mother Down. Get her off the boat, please. This guy's a pirate. Pirates on boats traditionally do not go well together, particularly if it's not their boat. Pirates always want to own a boat. They want to be the main person on the boat. So to this pirate I say, boom, boom, boom. Another one bites the dust. Boom, boom, boom. Get him off the boat. And another one down, and another one down. Get him off the boat. I actually don't have much to say about Lucille Ball, and I can't read my lyrics all the way down there. There might be Captain Neptune's lyrics. But if anybody was going to take my part on the boat, because I am a very loving man, I have a very good heart, and I am friends with everyone, and I am the Queen of the Seas, I would say give it to Lucille. She is such a lovely, ineffectual person. There's really nothing dangerous about her. There's nothing... Pretty dangerous when he's even saying no things. Now would you please welcome Lucille Ball.
Nothing dangerous, Freddie Mercury speaking a little bit too soon. Don't stop me now. Gosh, can someone please stop him? Blackbeard, can you toss him off board? Thank you. Overboard. Ladies and gentlemen, you need to think about what you need right now. And right now is a hard worker to get you onto the island or over to a safe spot. And after that, you need someone who's going to keep contributing, like all of those reruns, to your happy lives. Freddie Mercury, we can keep playing all of your stuff on Spotify, I believe it's called. So I don't really see much of a need as we keep on going into the future. Blackbeard, it's been said he's a pirate. You can't possibly possibly have a pirate on your ship, because he's going to try and take everything that you own, and he's going to make sure that he's the last one on the lifeboat and no one else is as well. Mother Teresa, I don't know how strong your rowing arms are, but I do appreciate what you have done for our society. Thank you. Charles Kingsford-Smith, he might not be able to tell you because he disappeared, literally. But the last time he was over water, he and his co-pilot disappeared. So as part of the lifeboat, I wouldn't want to disappear either. So he's not the one that you want back on board. Ladies and gentlemen, it's pretty simple. A few have already said it tonight. You love Lucy. I love Lucy. So please don't forget who you really love and want on board your lifeboat. Lucy.
The man who's taken a bit of rubbish in your life. Let's welcome Blackbeard.
Freddie. You want to sing on the boat? Maybe you could sing another song. You could write another song on the boat, but you wouldn't get back to shore, so no one would ever know about it. Lucille, I love your sitcoms. I used to watch them on the pirate ship on the TV at the front of the vessel. The only thing is that maybe what you could do on the boat is you could write another sitcom. You could have all the people on the boat together and they could act out a sitcom, and then you could all die together. It's marvellous. Maybe we could call it I Row Lucy or something. Mother Teresa, we all respect what you've done, but I must say you've been made a saint. I think you might have to talk to the guy above to try to get you home on the boat. There's going to be some work to do. There's no charity on the lifeboat. You have to share everything, which you will do, I'm sure. But there's some rowing involved as well. So I think you might have to get those arms working too. So Charles Kingsford-Smith, we all know what you've achieved in life, but there's no motor on the lifeboat. There's no navigation equipment. There's no maps on the lifeboat. You have to get to shore. So I do not know what value you add to the lifeboat. In fact, you got lost on the last trip, they say, so I don't know how we're going to get home. I must say, I'm a pirate, but I've captained vessels, we share the spoils, we make sure that everything's good on the pirate ship under pirate leadership and pirate democracy. So I will get you home through the day or through the night, and I have a lot of rum to share to ease the trip back home. You need me on the boat.
Well, let's see what Charles Kingsford-Smith has to say. Oh. Never was a big one on people in sheets. Let's welcome Mother Teresa.
When I was alive, I've created the Missionaries of Charity. And the whole purpose of that charity was to love and care those people who nobody else has cared. And when I look back now, we have all the facilities, internet, smartphones, everything. But look around us. I don't think every people is getting the enough love and care. And we have one seat on the lifeboat. Now who do you think we want? Look around, a singer, an aviator, and a pirate? That will just add my work a little bit more. When I was alive, I've created 700 missions in over 130 countries. Now, when I look back, it's not enough. More struggles, more poverty, and more people are not happy. And what I can do, if you take me on this lifeboat, all I can do is a hug, just share my love. But I don't think, look around, look at the faces of these people. Don't you think a little bit of selfishness on their faces? They all look after themselves first. Look at me. My whole life is a selfless work. In fact, I'm even ready to give this boat to one of these people, if that can save one life. And that's the whole purpose of my life. So I suggest, or I even request, if you really want to see world peace, or if you want to see more pirates or singers, the choice is yours. But I'm here to work selflessly and bring peace back to our life. One more thing I need to add. The hunger for love is much more difficult to solve than the hunger for bread. Thank you.
Now we'll try Charles Kingsford-Smith with his box of goodies.
It's not about me, it's about Australia. What we need are new heroes. Do you know that in Australia we have the highest incidence of youth suicides? Why? Because they don't have a sense of purpose. On the lifeboat, who would you rather have? A degenerate drunken druggie? A crazed accident-prone woman? A guy that likes to scare little old ladies? And someone who's got a secret habit? Now, I'm the only one who's brought together a kit, a survival kit, essential for our survival. The first thing I've got is a water distillation unit, very important. A bit of gelignite for those sharks. A little fishing hook. Bit of essential food. And most, well, pretty importantly, a tranny to hear the footy scores now. A signalling device. And a companion to keep me warm at night. And don't forget the Irrigar.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's all have our contestants stand, please. Give a huge round of applause. Well, Freddie, settle. I think the first one up's the television by the looks of it. Would you please give a huge welcome to Ned Kelly.
Ned Kelly. As Australia's most famous bushranger, you need me on this lifeboat because I will never go down without a fight. I can survive anywhere, anytime, and anyhow. I survived on the run for 2 years, ladies and gentlemen, and I innovated to make this famous suit of armour out of tin foil when I had nothing else. Ladies and gentlemen, you need me on this lifeboat because if we are attacked at sea or attacked anywhere, as I was attacked by police at Stringy Bark Creek, I will do whatever it takes to save myself and my fellow lifeboat mates, even if that means killing. Just like I killed the police officers, I'm not afraid to kill the enemies again. Ladies and gentlemen, the other reason why you need me on this lifeboat is because I am extremely loyal.
Yeah, it should be pretty handy to have around next time doing chicken wings. Would you please welcome Karl Marx?
Yeah, but you will know me as the father of communism. But I've been trying to get a handle on this age. You see, I logged into something called a computer, and up pops Instagram. And it is the most amazing thing. There are people on there with big houses and big cars, all of them posing like this. Beautiful people everywhere. It seems, ladies and gentlemen, that today we have so much more than I could ever imagine. But we are miserable. We are a nation and a population that is in absolute misery. And I hear that we are killing the planet. What we need is some old school, new school stuff, some thinking that involves the community. What I am saying is we need some thoughts about communism.
Well, thank you, Karl. We'll try and get politics out of tonight if we can, but let's welcome Lance Hill.
Now listen, my missus one day was putting up the clothes on the line between two trees and the bloody thing fell over in the wind. So, like a good husband, because there are some of you out there that are good husbands, some of you are not so good, I developed the Hills Hoist. Now this is an Australian landmark. Not only having a mechanical engineer background, I was smart, I patent these things. I am what you need on the lifeboat. I've got the creativity, the ingenuity. I've got the Hills Hoist. I'll never let you out to dry, let me tell you about that. Never let you out to dry. So you need me on this boat. You need to bring back the Hills Hoist. It needs to be an Australian tradition. None of these things that are stuck up against the wall, get rid of those. Centred in the middle of the backyard, you need a Hills Hoist. That is your landmark, that is your heritage. That is what you pass on to your children.
Let's face it, do we really need what these people sitting here can provide? When of course, me, I am able to save lives. That's all there is to it. It's plain and simple. I'm able, when Ned Kelly comes along and goes and shoots a gun, I'll be able to pull out those bullets. And methylated spirits. I mean, we've got that. If any of that stuff runs out, I know exactly what to do with methylated spirits, and I will get you right over to the edge so that when we actually reach the shores, we will all be safe with me. Now, Karl Marx, really, who will be able to trust him? Not one single person on this ship. I definitely can't, that's all I'm going to say. Moving along to Mr. Hoist, I mean, are we really going to need to be able to hang our clothes out on a hoist? Absolutely not. We're going to have the sand once we reach to just take our clothes off. I mean, really, we don't need him at all. Lastly, you, Steve, with your fruit company, your apples? I mean, this technology stuff is way above me. We really and truly just need the good and proper work that I will be able to do for all of you. And I stay up all through the night with my little lamp here, making sure that every single one of you is safe and is as comfortable as can be. I mean, really, everybody, it is a lifeboat, and that is what I do. I preserve life.
Thank you, Florence. And now, Steve, welcome back. Steve, go.
Thank you, and I like to start with the Wizard of Oz and the Tin Man. I'm sorry, I'm not sure whether this is the Tin Man or Ned Kelly. They both didn't have a brain, I think it was. So I know that we've got the Hills Hoist up over here, and I think that's part of the costume set up over here because they're both made of metal. So we're going to put that up across here. So I think that Ned Kelly should have hung himself instead of going out and getting shot. It just would have been quicker. And we have the communism here. You guys out there with your mobile phones, you're not allowed to have this out there. Just be aware of that. And if you want to drive a Fiat and not a Ferrari, you go to communism because that's all you'll get, because that's all they produce is a Fiat. It's a bit like they wanted to follow the Germans and have their own thing with the Volkswagen, except they got the Fiat with the communism. Hills hoist. Ladies and gentlemen, in the future, who's going to be wanting to hang out clothes? Let me tell you, we're not going to have clothes because I'm Steve Jobs. I'm the innovator. I present you with the future of what you don't know and what you don't need as yet. And that's what I'll do. We will have automatic clothes exchange, which will just come on and off your body. So the Hills hoist is dead. It's dead. Don't worry about it. It was only for kids to hang on the line and swing around for anyway. It wasn't used for anything else. And then it broke. Now we have Florence Nightingale here. Let me tell you, I've already developed an app for this. We do not... This is an expendable person on the boat. We do not need them. They are all great people in their own era. And it's wonderful to have them. But if you want to get shot, go in there, Kelly.
You know, I mucked up a few things in the first half, and everyone was really supportive, and that's all right, John, you know, people do that. You did it really well. And I also thank Michael said, Michael, would you wave your hand? Okay, thank you. Michael came up to me, and Michael has been a source of inspiration and encouragement for me for over 20 years. And he said, John, you've mastered incompetence. Michael, I thank you once again. The only reason I keep coming back to this sort of thing is that I just might get it a little bit better the next time, but especially if Michael's not there. In the same order, these delightful, charming, pleasant, hate-filled 6 people. Only one of them flinched when I said that. We'll have 2 minutes each to further their cause as to why they should be the last person on the lifeboat. Can you imagine how ugly the lifeboat would be if they were all on it? You would voluntarily stick a hole in the bottom of it, would you? Honestly, thanks. So let's start in the order in which we've called our contestants up onto the stage. For 2 minutes, Mr. Timer? Could we just check the bell's still working? Oh, new batteries. Please welcome Blackbeard for 2 minutes.
I'd be Blackbeard, Edward Thatch. You need me on this lifeboat because what happens if we encounter pirates? What are we going to do? We'll talk to them. We'll make friends and they'll be all good. What happens if we see another lifeboat? We'll board it. And we'll capture the occupants and we'll have 2 lifeboats. What happens if we have a ship? We'll capture that as well. But we'll survive. Now, we've got Mr. Hills hoist here. Back on land, I have a little house with a Hills hoist. To put a Hills hoist in, you put a bit of concrete in the ground and you ram the hoist in. What happens if you put the hoist on the lifeboat? It sinks. I don't think that that's a good option for the lifeboat. We've got Karl Marx here. When I first heard the name, I thought, is he a friend of, or is he a cousin of Groucho Marx? No, he's not. He's a philosopher and an economist. What's he going to do on the boat? He might be able to invent some sort of policy that saves us from the results of the GFC, possibly. But nobody will ever know about that. In fact, what usefulness has he ever done to date, apart from writing a few books that nobody wants to read? Mr. Ned Kelly here. Well, Ned, all I can say is I hope that's good quality steel, because at sea, that sort of steel will rust. Now, on the lifeboat, there's no room to wear some armour, you'll have to take it off. So I hope you've got your clean set of clothes on underneath. So I say that, Ned, there's no horses on the boat, there are no guns on the boat. I mean, a pirate's allowed to have a gun on the boat, but nobody else. So Charles Kingsford-Smith. Now, Charles, I understand that you were kicked out of technical school when you went to technical school. Is that right? Okay. And you're quite experienced flying in the air, but you didn't return from your last trip.
We can do better than that. Come on, huge round of applause. I hope you haven't used it all up, because we're now going to hear from Lance Hill.
Loves, let me ask you, when you've got wet undies and socks, what do? You hang them out to dry. When your shirt's a little bit damp because it's been raining, what do? You hang it out to dry. Who wants to be on a ship with wet clothes? None of yous. And let me tell you, let's start with a rebuttal here, okay? This is why you should have me. Don't forget, engineer, mechanic, you're going to need one of those, okay? Why should you have me on the ship? Well, first of all, there's a platform down the bottom. You don't stick a hole in the ground. For goodness sake, use your eyes. Oh, you can't because your beard's in the way. Now, let me remind you, ladies and gentlemen, you've got this one, Blackbeard, you've got Ned Kelly, you've got people who plunder and pillage. You really want that on a boat and there's no escape? I don't think so. You're going to walk the plank? Better you be hung up than walk the plank. Okay, then we're going to go to Mr. Communism here, Mr. Crazy Split Personality. There's only one type of economy on a ship, and that's barter, rum for work. Forget about communism. And then you've got Mr. Badgerys Creek is going ahead. Forget about mascot. It's dead. It's done. We're going with Badgerys Creek. It's been there for 30 years. And we're going ahead with it. So I've got nothing else to say. And Lucille Ball, really? After Desi? What happened? And the amount of red dye needed to keep that hair that colour? We'll be going in and out of port all the time and looking for some sort of weller. The ladies know what I mean. Sorry, the men without the hair, no offence. Okay? But honestly, why would you want the ship with these lot? Look at them. I'll wear a suit.
Ladies and gentlemen, the man has just copped a bit of a caning. Would you please welcome, huge round of applause, Karl Marx.
Well, what you all need is leadership. You need someone to lead you on this boat. And I would lead in ways you couldn't imagine. I want to tell you something right now. I've lost a lot of weight, you see. And I want to tell you how I've lost this weight, because it might help, well, lots of you. So, I have lost this weight because I have become addicted to dancing. Disco dancing. That's right. And I encourage all of you to dance. I dance in the kitchen. I dance in the living room. I dance naked in the bathroom. Now I want you to picture this. I'm in the bathroom, doing my thing, and the crescendo is a twerk. Too much? Sorry. Let me start down this end. You know, I think that Lucille could be useful. You know why? If we get into trouble, we strap her to the mast, and her red hair is a signal for everyone. Help us! This man, I tell you, he proves communism is the way to go. You see his stash? Greedy man. What we need is to share it all. It's a communist boat. He proves my point. Ned comes with a bucket, very prepared. But silly Ned, it has a hole in it. 80s man, look at this suit. This wasn't even fashionable in the 80s with this. Why are you still wearing this? And finally, Blackbeard. He is trying to get me on the beard. He is trying to get me on the beard, but he doesn't win. Do you know why? Because I have tone and texture in my beard. This is all one color. This is a much more sophisticated beard.
Let's head down to Victoria and hear from Ned Kelly. Round of
Ladies and gentlemen, You only need me on this lifeboat, the famous Australian bushranger. I will kill if it's necessary. I can survive anything, and I will never let you down. They talk about me plundering and pillaging, but I only ever did it in the name of the poor, in the name of my family, and in the name of good people. You look at Blackbeard over here. He's got a gun, but I've got a gun too. Have you noticed that he's also got a sword? I wasn't stupid enough to bring one of those on the boat. That thing is going to cause a hole in the life raft and sink us all. He called me dirty. Have you seen what he's wearing? He never changes his clothes. Every time I've ever seen Blackbeard, he's in exactly the same outfit. And that beard, I mean, I don't know what's in that beard because it's just so long, I don't even know how you get food through that hole. And then we've got Mr. Hoist over here. Well, as I found out in the break, and as he confessed to me, the engineer over here didn't even invent his own invention. Hill's hoist was invented by somebody else, and he's claiming credit for it. So, despite the fact that he calls himself an engineer, calls himself a mechanic, I really don't think he's going to contribute anything to us. And all he goes on about is laundry, laundry, laundry. Really, when we're on the lifeboat and we're trying to get to safety, no one's going to care about laundry, sorry to let you know. And then Mr. Karl Marx over here, Einstein, whoever he is, don't let him fool you with his disco dancing. We saw how bad those moves are. Mr. Marx, I'm sorry to say, you're still a boring economist. And we don't want you on the boat because we don't want to all pass out, fall asleep, and then miss the stop for land when we get there. And Mr. Kingsford-Smith over here, well, we're on a boat, not on a plane, so that's one of the main things I wanted to say.
Please welcome Karl Kingsford-Smith.
As I said before, it's all about Australia. Now you look at this mob here. Only one of them pretends to be an Australian, and that's actually a one-trick pony. Because what else has he got to his name? Just some silly thing that goes round and round and round, but never takes off. Can you imagine going on a boat with a guy, instead of rowing, he's going to be combing his beard. Combing. And do you really want lice on board a boat? Karl, can you actually imagine what would happen if he's on the boat? First of all, he'd divide you up into classes. And then he'd start redistributing your wealth. He'd say, right, that goes to that person, that goes to that person. And if he ever got to land, you know what he'd do? He'd want you to join his revolution. Ned, can you imagine that armour? And all of the loot that Ned wants to bring on board the boat, it's going to sink straight away. Now, of course, we have a very beautiful lady. But what is beauty if you don't have brains? We all know Lucille's very dangerous. We've seen that film where she starts to collect rocks and puts it in the caravan until the caravan can hardly move. And did you see that film where she punctures a hole in the boat that her and her husband are in? You know, she's dangerous. She's so dangerous, her picture is actually on the matchbox of the wall. People, it's got to be for Australia. I say, vote not for me, but vote for Australia.
And please, one huge round of applause for Lucille Ball.
What can I really say about these wonderful people that are beside me? Such performers, even though none of you are true performers like myself. Charles Kingsford-Smith, the one book is really cute. I've got 500 episodes. and over 70 movies, of which the rock filling and the lifeboat punching, they are movies, fictional. I myself am hardworking and will make sure that I can help you on the lifeboat. Ned Kelly, Blackbeard, we don't need any more criminals. Why would we take you back? I can't see one good reason to take you back. And there's another thief, as already mentioned, Lance Hill, borrowing all of those ideas from others. The clothesline had already been done before. Maybe, but we all know who really needs to be on the boat, and that's me. Karl Marx. 9! There's only one spot for red on that boat, and it's for me. Ladies and gentlemen, encore, I know. Ladies and gentlemen, so many firsts out there for you from Lucille Ball. So many. But that one episode where I was able to bring life into your living rooms by bringing life into the world, I had 70% of all American televisions tuned in. Because when Lucy was on, the family was together. And we can all be together on that lifeboat as one big family. Have you seen Married at First Sight? Or The Bachelorette? We don't need reality TV show when we've got I Love Lucy.
Well, first word that comes to mind is vitriol. Now is your opportunity, audience. We're looking for 2 questions from the audience for each of these lovely, friendly, cheerful, loving people. Who would have a question for one of the contestants? Yes, over here.
I have a question for Karl Marx.
Question for Karl Marx.
The question is, what do you think about your children?
What do you think about your children? You probably don't want the microphone.
Well, I tell you, I have 7 children. 7 children I have, to 6 different mothers. And I know the name of at least 5 of my children. However, I do not know who that person is.
We won't have any more questions for Karl. Do we have any more questions? Surely we have questions for another contestant? Come on, thanks. Yes?
I've got a question for them all.
Oh, question for them all.
If there were 30 cows in a field, 28 chickens, how many didn't?
What was the final part of the question?
Will I go slower?
Yeah.
There are 30 cows in a field, 28 chickens. How many didn't?
10.
That's not for you, it's for them.
Does anyone want to take that question on? Okay. Lance?
I'll take it on, because with my heels hoist, we wouldn't need cows. And we wouldn't need chickens. Cows are self-drying. Chickens don't get wet. But when you got wet socks and undies, where do you put them? On the heels hoist. So I can't do the maths question, but I can solve your laundry problems.
Do we have any other takers for that question? I must concern, I'm not trying to influence here, but I'm a bit concerned when an engineer can't do the maths question.
Cows and chickens. We'll take them all on the boat. That'll be done.
Very meaningful answer. Thank you very much, Blackbeard. Do we have any other questions? There must be another question for the audience. Yes?
Question for Lance. I want to know if that clothesline comes in a larger size. Does that hoist come in a larger size? That's like for a...
Yeah, I know. I heard the question. I just can't believe you asked it.
Yes, Madam, it does. It comes in a larger size. How large do you want want it?
Adult size.
Adult size. Well, it does come in adult size. That's the prototype. Now, I know there are some of you out there who are a bit sceptical and said, well, I stole the idea, Lucy. Hello, thanks very much. Oh, it was you too, okay. Yeah, like you were the first bush ranger ever. Let me tell you that the prototype, that one doesn't go up and down, because I'm very conscious of WHS. So I'm very conscious that with the new deluxe model, the Hills Hoist 3.1 will come in a large size. If you've got king size sheets, why you would need them on the Mary Celeste, I don't know, but you might. Okay, I noticed that Blackbeard came with his spouse, so maybe they might have, I don't know. I don't know what people are like these days. But yes, it does come in a large size. Give me the specifications and I'll do you up one, a prototype. Okay, because I'm an engineer. Can't do the maths, but I'm an engineer.
Well, a round of applause, come on. But perhaps, given the paucity of the questions, I could show my ignorance here again and ask Lucille, how relevant do you think your position on an Australian lifeboat would be?
Just as relevant as an American one. Because my show was shown in 80 countries, dubbed in 22 languages. So it's just as relevant everywhere as it is in Australia, because comedy is relevant everywhere. I'm the queen of comedy, so I can say that. And there are many Australian comedians who have also pointed to me as being someone who has inspired them in their art as well.
Guess who's not giving me a lift home? Perhaps we could ask Charles, when you probably on occasion do laundry, do you hang it on a Hills hoist?
Thank you for that question, because it's a very relevant question. Now, when I was flying the Southern Cross across the Pacific, did you realise I didn't actually have a side window? I got very cold and very wet. But there was an incident there which you should read the book about. Very interesting. The radio operator had an accident. There was a lot of turbulence and he just happened to be sitting on a bit of newspaper doing something when there was a big bump and a catastrophe happened. The interesting thing is when we landed at Fiji, he was not to be seen because he threw out his pants out the window. So the answer to the question is you throw out anything that's soiled or sweaty, whatever, out the window. And when you arrive and people greet you in hundreds of thousands, they might not notice that you don't have any clothes on.
Thank you, Charles. He's just completely undermined the marketing proposition for Hills Hoist. Oh, we have a question.
Yes, you do.
And the question is to
Ned Kelly.
my next victim, Ned.
Yeah, Ned. You've been in very challenging, tough positions. What's it going to be like on the boat?
You got that, Ned? Ned has been in very challenging, tough positions, including tonight.
What is it going to be like on the boat?
What is it going to be like on the boat?
The lifeboat.
Lifeboat.
Well, as you've heard today, I've been through hell and I survived it. Granted, my last final stand at Glen Rowan didn't succeed, but that was only because somebody dobbed me in. As long as we stick together on the boat, we're going to succeed. Another trick up my sleeve, which I didn't get to mention earlier, is that I stole the first aid kit from Charles Kingsford-Smith. So, don't worry guys, I'm going to be able to use all that stuff really well, and we're going to be fine.
I think we've had questions to you three, have we not? Yes. Well, it wasn't a question to you, we just chose to answer it anyway. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have one more question at the back. Two more questions, one at the back. Not you, Michael, not after what you said to me. Please.
I'm just a bit concerned about navigation. I can see Blackbeard is capable, certainly Kingsford-Smith is, and maybe Mr. Hill, being an engineer. The others, I don't see any navigation skills, so I put a question to them. How are you going to assist in navigation and making sure that everyone gets there?
So Karl might go first, because he's, excuse me. I'm the boss of this house. Is that all right with you, dear?
Let us recap my skills. I am an intellectual. I am a thinker. I am a rebel. I like to rap. And I dance naked. With all these skills, how could any of you doubt me? Navigation is easy when you have skills like mine. And these diverse mix of skills are exactly the kind of skills that you need for a leader. And that is me.
Indeed, someone's been casting aspirations as to your navigation skills. Would you care to respond to that?
I'm a bit shocked actually. I'm a bushranger. I spent my life gallivanting through the bush. I went from Stringy Bar Creek to Dural, off track, undetected. I'm pretty sure if anyone can navigate, it's me. And if that fails, I will just terrorize somebody else on the boat until they do the navigation for us.
And I think that's everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, every single thing I did in every 500 of my episodes and all of my 80 of my movies, I did myself. I learnt it and I was good at it. So much so that everybody who has seen it has laughed at it. However, one thing they won't laugh at is how well I will be able to pick up whatever skills you need to navigate whatever boat this is. And if I can't do it, I'll find the person that can. Look how many of you there are. I'm sure someone out there will be able to do it, and I will be your first leading lady next to you to guide you along and to cheer you on as well.
Or have they gone home? Where are they? No one's moving. Here we go. We might have everybody standing up. Round of applause, thank you.
Thank you, Dale. So the time for the winners. Now the Toastmasters in the room know that this is usually the point where the Toastmaster keeps you on for another 5 minutes. So please congratulate the best dressed contestant for tonight, which is Blackbeard. Now, for the winner of the Dural Lifeboat debate. Now, I've got no fancy technology. Dale hasn't got any drum roll prepared, so I'm going to need you to do it for us. The winner of the Dural Lifeboat debate for 2019, better get this right, Lucille Ball.
Extremely surprised. Wow, that was an amazing debate. Well done everyone who was up here. It's hard because I'm going to think of all of my good rebuttals in the car on the way home. That's the easy part about being in the audience. You've already got all those ideas, and then they don't come out on the microphone. Wow, I'm just really, really shocked, but that's very special. Thank you so much.
That I got kicked off the stage when I was trying to talk before. You can see Dale is hovering, and if I don't hand it over to her, she will take it from me. That's what Dale does. Dale?
Dale's hopelessly disorganised and has just remembered something else, one final piece in the puzzle. We're going to close on this note, so I'm going to announce the winning club who need to come up and collect what's in the treasure chest. We're keeping the treasure chest for next year. So they're going to come and collect what's in the treasure chest, and we're going to ensure that they get their $100 cash prize. Well, it's not a cash prize, it'll be a transfer to their club. And the reason that we're doing a transfer to the club is because there's no ways we're putting cash in the hands of Blackbeard.